Karl-Anthony Towns goes right at Horford. The running shot. Banker is good. What a tough shot from Karl-Anthony Towns with the two bigs right around him.
But Jaylen Brown attacks quicker than Jayson Tatum. The ball moved just a little more.
Mikal Bridges keeps his dribble alive. Nice reverse using that left hand. Brown again gets the assignment on Brunson. You talk about defensive player. Brunson, nice spin move. Jumper's good. Brunson back to Anunoby. Great give and go. Short McBride, the offensive rebound. Towns gets another look. This one goes down.
If he gets that going, look out.
Brunson drives, kicks it out. Bridges, his corner three. That's good. All right, Lisa, as we open up the second, neither team shot the ball well. Deuce McBride, his three-pointer's good.
They need Drew Holiday. They need Derek White to get going.
McBride against White, falling away. Bank shot is good. Deuce McBride off the bench with 5 points. But his mental toughness is going to come in handy. He has handled the scrutiny of being a star in Boston as Brunson gets inside and scores. She was so proud of her son. Hart, meanwhile, Knicks proud of him. Counted and a foul and a chance for a three-point play. Drives again, pass deflected and stolen by White. Great anticipation. White drives, blocked by McBride. Deuce McBride comes from behind. Hard on the drive, flips it up, and a foul. Knicks on a roll, the lead up to 19. Knicks now plus 11 on the boards. Brunson drives at Derek White, floats it up, shot's good. Back-to-back drives to the basket.
This is your defensive backcourt. They do more than just that. But with Jayson Tatum out, they've got to give more.
Brunson step back three-pointer. What's your mindset as you go into the locker room or get ready to go in the locker room? Turnover again. Anunoby picks it up. Brown in pursuit. Layup. Won't go. McBride right there. Brunson double team. Towns gets it. Drives down a lane. Towns layup. Counted and a foul. Karl-Anthony Towns, his best half of the series. He's got 15.
If we can win this quarter by 10, 12, put it in a position to try and put some more pressure on the Knicks.
Anunoby gets the pass and the finish. Josh Hart with a beautiful pass. Towns, Anunoby fakes, drives, gets inside, shot's good and a foul. OG Anunoby coming out with a force to begin the third. Anunoby. That ball was kicked, but goes to Bridges. Bridges' shot is good. Knicks were wondering why they didn't blow the whistle. We're in uncharted territory. Brunson, step back, three-pointer. Got it.
If you're the Boston Celtics, you just have to keep playing aggressive basketball.
Towns gets inside. Count it, and another foul. Chance for a three-point play. The Knicks keep pouring it on. Towns goes right at White, lays it up and in. Mitchell Robinson back to McBride. Inside to Hart. Back out Brunson. Three-pointer. And the Knicks keep pouring it on. Timeout ball.
Hold on tight, basketball fans, because what happened in the NBA is a story that'll be etched in everyone's memory. The reigning champions, the Boston Celtics, were crushed mercilessly in the 2025 playoffs by the New York Knicks in a defeat so devastating we're still trying to wrap our heads around it. How could a team that seemed destined to repeat as champions collapse so catastrophically? What went down on that unforgettable night at Madison Square Garden that shook the league to its core? Stay with us, because we're going to unravel every angle of this news that has the basketball world in shock. From the game's key moments to the long-term repercussions, we'll cover it all. And that's not all. Throughout this video, we'll throw out open-ended questions for you to share your thoughts in the comments and turn this into an epic conversation. Are you ready to dive into this roller coaster of emotions? Let's go all in. It was the night of May 17, 2025, and Madison Square Garden wasn't just a stadium, it was a volcano erupting. The Knicks, playing with an intensity that felt straight out of a movie, didn't just beat the Celtics. They annihilated them with a final score of 119-81 in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Let me repeat that in case you don't believe it, a 38-point blowout. This wasn't just any victory. It was a sporting massacre that eliminated the defending champions and ended a series that many experts had pegged as Boston's to win. The New York crowd was roaring, while Celtics fans, stunned, watched their team crumble. Have you ever seen a championship team fall in such a humiliating way? What do you think was going through the minds of the Boston players in those moments? Share your reaction in the comments, because we want to know what you think. To understand this debacle, we need to step back and put things in context. The Boston Celtics entered the 2025 playoffs as the undisputed kings of the NBA. After a stellar regular season and a 2024 title that solidified them as the league's most decorated franchise, tied with the Lakers at 18 championships, everything pointed to the Celtics extending their dynasty. With a star-studded roster led by Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, and veterans like Al Horford and Jrue Holiday, they seemed invincible. Their chemistry on the court, suffocating defense, and ability to close out games made them favorites not just in the East, but to repeat as champions. But basketball, like life, is unpredictable, and a single moment can change everything. In Game 4 of the series, tragedy struck. Jayson Tatum, the heart and soul of the team, suffered a torn Achilles tendon, a devastating injury that took him out of the series and possibly much of the next season. Without Tatum, the Celtics were like a ship without a rudder. Do you think Tatum's injury was the sole reason for this loss, or were there signs of trouble in Boston even before that moment? If you were part of the coaching staff, how would you have handled the absence of your best player? Share your take. Despite this blow, the Celtics showed their character in Game 5. At TD Garden, with their fans behind them, Jaylen Brown put the team on his back and led an emotional victory that kept Boston's hopes of forcing a Game 7 alive. Brown scored, defended, and played with an intensity that reminded everyone why he's one of the league's top wings. For a moment, it seemed like Boston could overcome the adversity. Headlines talked about resilience, heart, and the Celtics' mystique. But in Game 6, all that vanished. The Knicks took the court as if possessed. They dominated from the opening tip, controlling every aspect of the game. They won the rebounding battle by a crushing 55-36 margin, owned the paint with physical defense that left the Celtics with no answers, and capitalized on every Boston mistake with surgical precision. Jalen Brunson, the Knicks' engine, was an unstoppable force, scoring, assisting, and leading with a confidence that set Madison Square Garden on fire. What did you think of Brunson's performance in this game? Is he the true leader the Knicks needed to return to the elite? We want to hear your analysis. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla tried everything to turn the tide. He experimented with lineups, gave more minutes to role players like Luke Kornet, Sam Hauser, and Peyton Pritchard, and tweaked the defense to try to slow down Brunson's onslaught. But nothing worked. The Knicks seemed to have cracked Boston's every move, attacking their weaknesses with tactical cruelty. Kristaps Porzingis, a key piece in the regular season, was far from his best, limited by physical ailments that made him look slow and disconnected. Al Horford, at 38, gave everything he had but couldn't match the Knicks' youthful energy. Jrue Holiday, known for his elite defense, couldn't find a way to contain Brunson. What do you think of Mazzulla's decisions in this game? Could he have done something different to avoid this debacle, or were the Knicks simply unstoppable? If you were in his shoes, what strategy would you have tried? Share your ideas in the comments. While the Celtics crumbled, the Knicks were writing a golden page in their history. This victory isn't just another playoff win, it's a defining moment for a franchise that spent decades in the shadows. For the first time this millennium, the New York Knicks are back in the Eastern Conference Finals. The last time they reached this stage was in 2000, when they fell to the Indiana Pacers in a memorable series. Now, 25 years later, the Knicks have a new chance to make history. This team, led by Jalen Brunson and complemented by players like OG Anunoby, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Dante DiVincenzo, has brought hope back to a fanbase that's endured years of disappointments, mismanagement, and empty promises.
Madison Square Garden, once a place of nostalgia for the Patrick Ewing days, is buzzing again.
Do you remember those Knicks teams from the late 90s and early 2000s? Do you think this current squad has what it takes to surpass that era's achievements and maybe go even further? What does it mean to you to see the Knicks back in the elite?
Drop your prediction.
While the Knicks celebrate, the Celtics face a future full of uncertainty. Jayson Tatum's injury didn't just knock them out of the playoffs, it raises existential questions about the franchise's direction. Tatum, just 27 years old, is the team's cornerstone, but a torn Achilles is one of the toughest injuries to overcome in sports. He could miss much, if not all, of the 2025 to 2026 season, putting management at a crossroads. With a tight salary cap, names like Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, and even Derek White are at the center of trade rumors. Some analysts suggest Boston should consider a partial rebuild, bringing in young players and draft picks to complement Tatum when he returns. Others believe the championship window is still open and that the current core, led by Jaylen Brown, can compete if kept together. If you were the Celtics GM, which path would you take? Would you trade key players to ease salary cap pressure, or bet on Tatum's recovery and roster continuity? What would you do to ensure the Celtics return as contenders? Your opinion matters, so share it. Meanwhile, the Knicks are looking ahead to a monumental challenge: the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers come in riding high after eliminating the East's top regular season team, and they have recent history against the Knicks, having beaten them in last year's playoffs. Led by Tyrese Haliburton and a fast, offensive-minded style, the Pacers are a formidable foe. But the Knicks, with their physical defense and Brunson's leadership, are ready for the fight. This series promises to be a clash of styles: Indiana's speed and outside shooting versus New York's tenacity and paint dominance. Who do you think has the edge in this matchup? Can the Knicks keep their momentum and reach the NBA Finals, or will the Pacers be too much for them? Which player do you think will be the X factor in this series? We want your detailed forecast in the comments. This Celtics loss isn't just an elimination, it's a lesson in the fragility of success in the NBA. A year ago, Boston was celebrating their 18th title, and now they're out of the playoffs after one of the most lopsided defeats in their storied history. But this story is also about the Knicks' renaissance, a team that's gone from the league's punching bag to a serious contender. New York's redemption arc is one of the season's most inspiring tales. After years of bad decisions, disastrous trades, and losing seasons, the Knicks have found an identity. Jalen Brunson isn't just a leader on the court, he's a symbol of what it means to play with heart in New York. The city, known for its demanding fans, is starting to dream big again. What do you think of this Knicks transformation? Are we witnessing the birth of a new dynasty in New York, or is this just a fleeting moment? What does it mean to you to see a historic franchise like the Knicks shine again? Share your perspective. Let's take a moment to reflect on what it means to be a champion. The Celtics, with their legacy of 18 titles, are living proof that glory is fleeting. One day you're on top, and the next, an inspired opponent, an injury, or a bad game can bring it all crashing down. But setbacks are also opportunities to learn and grow. Resilience, the ability to rise after a blow like this, is what separates good teams from legendary ones. The Celtics know this better than anyone. They've been through rebuilds, lost finals, and come back stronger. Which team do you think will surprise us next in the NBA? What lesson does a crushing defeat like the Celtics leave you with? How do you think Boston can use this experience to come back stronger?
Share your reflections.
But the NBA doesn't stop, and the excitement continues. While the Knicks and Pacers gear up for their battle in the East, in the West, teams like the Denver Nuggets, Oklahoma City Thunder, and Dallas Mavericks are fighting for their spot in the finals. The race for the 2025 title is as wide open as ever. Who do you think will make it to the NBA Finals? Will we see a matchup of young teams like the Knicks and Thunder, or will a veteran squad like the Nuggets or Lakers pull off an upset? And the biggest question, who will lift the Larry O'Brien Trophy this year?
We want your full prediction, so don't hold back.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about what makes the NBA so special. It's more than a sport, it's a human drama full of ups and downs, stories of overcoming odds, and moments that make us jump off the couch. The Knicks are writing their chapter now, while the Celtics prepare to rewrite theirs. Every season brings new heroes, new villains, and new surprises. This year, the league has given us everything, from unexpected injuries to epic comebacks. Which NBA story from 2025 has stuck with you the most so far? Which team or player has surprised you, for better or worse? Share your thoughts, because this is what makes the NBA community unique. That's all for today, but the conversation doesn't end here. The playoffs are at their hottest, and every game brings us closer to the 2025 champion. Follow every match, stay tuned for the conference finals, and above all, keep sharing your thoughts with us. The NBA is a passion that unites us, and we want you to be part of this community. Who will be the next king of the league? What story will define this season? See you in the comments, where the real discussion begins.